So, no war that America has fought has been for humanitarian reasons. None. Even this shit in Venezuela, America don't give a fuck about Venezuelans. We don't. When Chavez was president, he nationalized all the oil companies. Shell, BP, Exxon, all of them, they lost out on money. Many, many people in this world hate America and hate Americans because our government does not serve the people. Our government serves corporate interests. The U.S. military should actually be called the U.S. corporations military. The CIA should not be called the Central Intelligence Agency. It should be called the Corporate Intelligence Agency. Like it or not, everything in this country is done for the benefit of big business. A true leader would stand up to big business and say, we are not fighting any more motherfucking wars for you. They will tell big business, if you want resources from Zaire, go to Zaire. Sit down with the Zairean people and tell them, look, man, we need some shit from you. Now, give them a good deal. Tell them, all right, this is what we'll do. We'll build a factory in Zaire that will employ Zaireans. And out of that factory, we'll make our chips and all that shit. So we get what we want, and you get something. But that will only happen when the CIA and the Pentagon say, we're not fighting your wars for you. We're not overthrowing governments for you. We're not destabilizing nations for you. If you can't be profitable on your own, then you should not be in business. A real leader will look at Central America and go to the Central Americans, go to the Central American governments and say, look, man, we're tired of your motherfuckers keeping trying to cross our goddamn border. What will it take to keep them in your country? Can we invest 20 million here, 5 million there? Can we bring in the UN so you guys have an election and your people live in peace? Can we bring in military advisors so we eliminate all these elements that are causing distress in your society? Bring peace to Central America. Bring economic prosperity to Central America. And I fucking guarantee you, all these Guatemalans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorans, Costa Ricans, Panamanians will no longer want to come to the U.S. because all their families are there. And if you know anything about Latino people, family is extremely important to them. Those people, it pains them to leave their uncles, their cousins, their grandmothers, and probably never see them again. You give them peace. You give them economic opportunity. I guarantee you, It will cost the U.S. no more than $1 billion. Fuck your $5 billion, $8 billion wall. Take that $5 billion, invest in Central America, and I fucking guarantee you the number of illegal, undocumented immigrants crossing the southern border will go down by about 80 to 90% within 3 years. Within 3 years off of $5 billion. I fucking guarantee you that. A real leader will take that vision, conceptualize it, establish a path, and sell it to the people. And the people will be behind you. You spend $5 billion, you don't have to build no wall. You don't need to hire all these ICE agents, all this border patrol. The people will be fucking behind you. We, the people. We, the people. You're part of we, the people. I'm part of we, the people. Do hereforth establish this government. We, the people, establish a government to serve our interests. I'll say that again. We, the people, establish a government to serve our interests. The U.S. House, the U.S. Senate, the state legislatures, the governor's mansions, the White House are bought. They are bought. I would dare say America has the most corrupt government in the world. And you don't even know it. A true leader would abolish all lobbyists. All. Unless you represent the interests of the citizens. Get the fuck out of here. A true leader would implement a complete overhaul of campaign finance. Take all the big money out. All the big money. Individuals can contribute no more than $10. All these big $500 dinners, $1,000 dinners, $10,000, all of that gone. From that point forward, a presidential campaign should not cost more than $5 million. And I'm talking about the general election. A Senate campaign should not cost more than $1 million. A House campaign should not cost more than $100,000. You take the money out of politics, you take the corruption out of government. You take the corruption out of government, and the government starts to serve the people. The government starts to serve the people, Americans will be happy. That is not a hard one to sell. That is not a hard one to sell at all. A true leader would stand up to the special interests, including Israel, including AIPAC. That is not even a U.S. entity. That is a foreign government influencing our government. Fuck you. A true leader would tell the people, this is your government. As long as we have external money coming in, which is not from you, the citizens, then we're a corrupt government. And the corrupt government cannot serve the people. A true leader would get all the money out of the campaign system. Many of the problems we face as a nation, as a world, arise from the fact that we, as people, allow these individuals to step into authority positions when they have no business being there because they are not leaders. A leader serves the people. A leader is selfless. A leader does not put themselves on a pedestal to be looked upon and worshipped. Jesus knelt on his knees and washed the feet of his disciples. That is leadership. That is service. That is what a true leader does. We don't have true leaders. And the reason we don't have true leaders is because we do not lead our lives. Our lives are led for us. We have the status quo. We have conformism. And we want to conform. We want to abide by the status quo. We want to be accepted. When you lead your life, when you are a leader of yourself, you don't give a fuck who accepts you, who don't accept you. What your focus is, what is the right thing to do, and how do I do the right thing? You think for yourself. You make decisions for yourself. And if everyone around you is doing the very opposite, you don't care. Because your life is your life, not their life. You don't give a fuck about peer pressure because you're not subject to it. You're not a follower. You're a leader. You're that girl in high school who likes math, who likes physics. And let's make it more complicated. You're that pretty girl in high school. All right? 14, 15, 16 years old. You like math, you like physics. You want to be a rocket scientist. But they look at you, the other pretty girls, when they putting on their makeup and being chased by boys and all that. You're in the library studying. You want to master this shit. You want to be the best at it. And they look at you like a weirdo. What's wrong with this pretty girl? The boys, they look at you like a weirdo. What's wrong with this pretty girl? They despise you. They talk down to you. But you don't care because your life is your life, not theirs. You have goals, you have ambitions, you have dreams, and you're going to pursue them. A true leader, when you're leading yourself, you're that athlete in high school. All the other athletes in the team, they don't give a fuck about school. Let's take it to college. They got tutors. They don't have to go to class. They don't have to study. But no, you came to college not just to play ball, but to advance your mind, to get an education. So while they're out there, the house parties, blah, 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 fucking this bitch and that bitch, and trust me, as a college athlete, pussy rains on you. I've been there. Trust me, pussy rains on you. But you're focused. You want to be more than just a quarterback. You want to be more than just the star forward of the basketball team. You want to be more than just the pitcher. Yeah, you'll go up there and be pro, but you want to be more than that. You want to get more out of life than just what your body can give you. You want to get what your mind can give you. So you lead yourself. While they're out there doing this and that, you go to practice. After practice, you go study. You go study. You get drafted, and you also get your degree. There are many professional athletes who got a brain, and they use their fucking brain. It's just not told. It is just not told. Those are leaders. Shaq O'Neal. He could have spent his money, lived a big life. You know what that motherfucker did? He was buying properties. Shaq don't need to do these shows. He don't need to do these commercials. Shaq got money. He was a leader of himself. LeBron James. Everyone else getting a Jewish agent, whatever. LeBron got a black man whom he'd known all his life and therefore felt he could trust to be his agent. He was thinking for himself. Politicians are politicians. Politicians will always be politicians. What is a politician? A professional liar. I don't know why they get on Trump's case. Oh, he always lies. All fucking politicians lie. 70% of Congress are fucking criminals. And I mean real criminals who've committed actual crimes. Look it up for your fucking self. Look it up for your fucking self. Find out how many members of Congress have been convicted of crimes. It will blow your fucking mind. So, we can't look to the politicians to save us. We can't. They're supposed to serve us. They serve themselves and the special interests. Fuck you, American citizen. Fuck you, the motherfucker that voted for me. That's what they tell you every fucking day. Every fucking day. Democracy places the responsibility for sustainability in the hands of the people. We, the people. Not George Washington, not Thomas Jefferson, not John Quincy Adams, not Benjamin Franklin. We, the people. We live in a conformist society. We live in a status quo society. And if you stand up and go against it, they'll try and hammer you down. If you think for yourself, they'll attack you. If you're that pretty girl in the college campus who, instead of spending Friday night at a bar getting drunk and going home with some motherfucker getting fucked, if instead on Friday night you're in the library studying, advancing yourself, they'll look down on you. If you're that college athlete where after a game you've done well, look at Colin. That San Francisco 49ers. I don't want to fuck his name up. He stood up for something. He might never play in the NFL again. He might never play in the NFL again. There's a sacrifice to be paid for being a leader of your life. But there's also much to be gained. For one thing, you will never have any regrets. But more importantly, when one person sprouts up leading their life, everyone around them will look down on them, try and discourage you. But you'll rise. It's inevitable. You will rise. And when you rise, a few, not all, a few who might have looked down on you will pause and say, hold up, motherfucker. That nigga put himself out there. He's up there. I'm still here. All these motherfuckers still down here. Maybe that nigga's on something. So out of 100, maybe 10 will start to think. And those 10 will rise. Hold up, my nigga. That nigga did it. Them 10 niggas did it. The fuck am I doing? Now 20. Then 30. Then 40. Pretty soon, you, the single individual who led your own life, will have a domino effect. If, as a nation, if, as a global population, that handful of people who are ready and willing to lead their own lives can step up, look at what Rosa Parks did. Look at what Rosa Parks did. One woman stood up, changed everything. At a time when the black men in the South were too scared to rock the boat, one black woman said, fuck it. And it changed everything. And it changed everything. It starts with you. You take a stand. You use your mind. You think. You're different. You don't conform. You infect a few. They take a stand. They infect a few. They take a stand. They infect a few. All we need is 30% of Americans to wake up. And I don't give a fuck if you're white. I don't give a fuck if you're black. I don't give a fuck if you're Asian. I don't give a fuck if you're Latino. I don't give a fuck if you're a woman, a man, if you're tall, short, fat, skinny. 30% of Americans start leading their lives. And I guarantee you, we, the people, can take our fucking government back. In nations that are ruled by dictators, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, Jordan, many African countries, some Asian countries, Russia. In those nations, if the people of those nations start awakening the leader within, and they start infecting their fellow citizens, we as humanity can finally attain liberation and independence from these idiots who think they have a right to control our lives. It starts with you. It starts with me. If you have children and they see you leading your life, they'll grow up to lead their lives. It's a journey, but a journey worth taking. And always think about the bigger picture. 1 leader, 2 leaders, 3 leaders, 4 leaders. We have a nation of leaders and not a nation of followers. And I know they always tell you this bullshit about too many cooks can spoil the broth. No. We're not all going to be president or senator or representative, mayor, governor. But by being leaders,